week 3 and 4 assignment. So here is the assignment of these 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks, and I'm gonna run it. Here is my print. So the first, I create this array here with these values. And what I have here is a subtraction of the first element of my array from the last one. And here is how I get this result. If I add another number here, like for example 76, and I run it, it changed to. Then I use a loop to calculate the average of ages. So first, I had to sum all these values here, and I put the sum in this variable here, and after that, I just make the operation of average. I take add divided by the length of my array, and this is the average. Next, I create another array of string with these names here, and I calculate the average of number of letters per name, and I have my result. I have 3.8 letters per name. Use a loop to iterate through the array and concatenate all the names. So here is how I did it. I just add a space and then I print out. So here is my result. How did you access the last element? I access the last element just indicating the name of my array and the position. And the first one is just at the position 0. And here I have the result. The last element is Bob and the first is Sam. Last Bob and first Sam, which is correct. Create a new array of integers called name lengths and write a loop to iterate over the previous created names array and add the length of each name to the name lengths array. I use another a for loop again, and of course I create a new array of integers because it's gonna show the number of letters in each element. Write a loop to iterate over the name lengths array and calculate the sum of all the elements in the array. If we make a sum of all of these elements, it's going to be 23. After that is just to concatenate a word. So I had to create a method here, which is right here. I use a string builder and I append that word from my string here. And it's going to be repeated the number of times that indicates this value here. So if we go back, okay, I have the string hello and the number is 3. So here is hello, hello, 3 times. And if we change the word, for example, to hi, and we add here 8, we run it, it will show hi 8 times. Write a method that takes 2 strings, first name and last name, and returns a full name. Here is my method. Again, I use the string builder. And here is Sally Cruz, but if we change here to Penelope, and if we run it, we're gonna get the name here. Write a method that takes an array of integers and returns true if the sum of all the integers in the array is greater than 100. Here is my method. The sum of all my ages here, of course, is greater than 100 because we already have here a 93. Of course, it's going to be. So the sum is true. But if we remove, for example, here, if I change it, here, it's going to change to false. So here's, I create a new array with doubles. And I just print the average of the sum of all these numbers of my array. And the method is here. Okay. And in this, I had to create another one to make to compare between these two arrays. And if the first array, this one, is greater than the second one, it's going to be true. In this case, it's greater, so it's going to be true. But if we change here to 2 and here 7, In this case, it's going to be a false. Okay, and the method is here. Here I had to create two for loops to make this. And the 12 is a write a method called will buy drink that takes a boolean is hot outside and a double money in pocket and returns true if it is hot outside and if money pocket is greater than 10.50. So in this case, it's true outside. Yes, it is true. And I have 12 in pocket, so it's going to be true. But if it's not hot outside, so if we change this to false, here it should be false. And the last one, design a method that takes an integer total and calculate the tip amount that should be left for the waitress. Based on the total bill, the tip percentage corresponding to the total bill amount is determined by the following rules. If the total bill is less than 20, the tip should be 10%. If the total bill is between 20 and 49, it should be 50%. And if it is between 50 and 89, it should be 20%. And if the total bill exceeds 100, the tip should be 25%. And the method should return the calculated total, including the tip. So for example, if I pay just $18, okay, I should add the 10% of the tip. So if I pay $18, my total should be 1980. So let's test this, 1980. It is 1980. If my total was 28.56, so it should be the 15%. So I'm going to calculate here, 28, 32, my total should be 32.84. Let's see. There is 32.84. But if my total was 184.50, I should pay the 25% of tips. So I should pay 230. Let's see. Four. Yes,